Welcome to the Curious Conversation Collaborative, a community for purpose-seeking entrepreneurs, leaders, and changemakers.
Listen to inspiring conversations with your hosts, inner leadership mentor Tessa Van Keken and business wealth coach Karen Ravel.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Tessa, and welcome everyone. This month's theme, we've been talking about managing your day. And last time we talked about your routine and how you're coping with getting into routines and maybe being pulled off track. Today we're talking about prioritization. So right now, especially in the online space, there is lots and lots of things going on. And this can be quite distracting. It can be overwhelming. It can be really useful, but it is actually finding your way through all the noise that's going on. And I think sometimes when there is so much noise, we tend to get, we can get distracted, or we can get really frozen because it's like, oh my God, there's so much choice. What do I do? And, there is that saying of too much choice, and your mind will always say no because it can't choose. There's, it's like going into a restaurant where you've got like about 40 different choices of food, and it's like, oh my God, what do I choose? Whereas actually, if you've got 10, you can normally choose one that you like. So I think that's really going on right now. I'm seeing that. I don't know about you, Tessa.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think it also very much linked to what we talked about last week with the routine, that normally if you have a routine where, for instance, if you go somewhere, then already by not being home, wherever you're going, whether that's your work or the gym, then you do your stuff there because that's what's planned in. If you I know we all sometimes struggle also in work with prioritization, but even so, you're in work there and you're not distracted by whatever is at home. If you go to the gym, if you have a class booked in, you're there for that hour. So that's your priority in that hour. Whereas now you have to do everything at home. You have to make your own prioritizations in your own time. And that makes it much harder. And there, as you said, particularly with being online so much, there is so much more stuff there, like and great stuff. Like there's so many courses, workshops, sessions, and whatever else there is, and a lot of stuff can be valuable right now. And I think a lot of people also in this time are very much looking at that. They're using this time for self-development, for professional development. So that's like, so everything that's around there that is linked to that can be seen as a priority.
I think it's we talked about it a little a month or so ago, where we were saying that it is a great opportunity. If you're a business owner, it is a great opportunity for you to actually get your work out into the world right now, because there's lots of people looking for it. But conversely, the other way around is like there's lots being thrown at you. And I think, there's this, the fear of missing out comes into play, and it's kind of like, oh yes, I want to do that and I want to do that. Yeah. And it's very easy to get, like, say, pulled in all these different directions.
Yeah.
And having so much.
Well, I very much experienced this. Like just the other day, like I was talking to people about certain things I have, like plans for my own business, plans for myself and other things. And I actually made a list of all the things I'm doing, because the way that we always say, like, you hear this all the time, like time never really is the issue. But I actually wrote down all the things I was doing, the amount of meetings. And then if I counted, like for some of them, there is some reflection or homework or whatever involved, or for me, for the things I do, like my meditation sessions or my coaching sessions, there's some preparation involved with that. So when I wrote that time down, I was like, that's more than 24 hours, or at least I counted sleep too in it. But like, I was like, right, I can't, like, there's so much I can do to limit my sleep without getting really no longer productive. So I really noticed as well that showed me how important it is to make some choices and prioritize, and to also let some go.
Yeah.
Really say, okay, look.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because there's always, you know, these time management gurus, they're always talking about, you know, what's really, you know, what's urgent or what's playing at you because, you know, you've got this fear of missing out, and what's actually a true priority. And I think sometimes that can be quite hard to work out.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people, like I say, oh, just do this, and you know, we've got the little grids and that to work, put things in to work out what's a priority, and what, you know, but actually sometimes that in itself can be quite difficult, I think, because we have to have, if we're going to do that, we have to have a bigger goal for right now, you know. So for instance, if it's in your business, it might be, you know, yes, I want to get X amount of clients this month, or I want to earn a certain amount of, you know, get a certain amount of income, or you know, or if you've got children at home or something like that, it might just be, I want, you know, that bar might be quite low because you're having lots of distractions. But I think you need to kind of set yourself some sort of goal, and then work out what you can actually do that's going to go focus on that. But like I say, maybe really consider what other priorities in terms of family life and health and things like that are going on for you right now as well.
I think for me, what really helped, and I see it a lot around me at this moment, you know, that because the fact is for a lot of people that at home there's also more distractions now, particularly for people who have slightly younger children, that, you know, like that even like here in the Netherlands, the schools have opened part-time again. But for some people, that means if they have more than one child, that the children are not in school at the same time. Mm-hmm. And even it's not all the time. So although they're at home and the child can play or do their homework partly on themselves, they just also spend more time with children. And there could be other things as well why you're distracted, or for people who have jobs or services that really do require meeting face to face, so I think it's important to really also kind of reflect, okay, in this moment in time, again, we spoke about this before, we don't know how long exactly it's going to take, but just right now, set a priority for now. And maybe in a week's time or in a month's time, it changes again if the situation changes, but just for now, pick something that works in this current situation. And that might not be completely aligned with your bigger goal, especially maybe your vision around your business. It might be that you need, like we know, we spoke obviously with the other business owners in our life around that pivoting. And I think that same pivoting you also need for your prioritization, for your what is your priority right now, both personally and in business. And just as I said, pick something that's right now, whatever the situation is now, whether your children are at home or not, or whether you can go somewhere or not, based on that. And again, we don't know. In every country it's different. It might change in a week or in a month. Just for now, stick to something that works now.
Yeah, so I think what you're saying is really set yourself some short-term goals. And I think that, you know, and I think we've touched on this before, but really celebrate when you've done those, because it is challenging right now. So
yeah,
you know, celebrate small wins.
And also for yourself, that like maybe, again, you mentioned it, like, you know, getting clients or creating some programs or workshops or whatever. Maybe that's your bigger goal and your bigger priority, if you like, more long term. But maybe right now, like there is a lot of people that struggle coping with this situation, who feel a lot of overwhelm, who feel fear. So if that's happening for you, and you really feel it's hard for you to focus on that part of your business, it can mean also that you need to be a little bit kinder to yourself and give a little bit of compassion to yourself to say, okay, look, I will definitely keep that in mind. But right now, maybe for a few days or for a few weeks, I need to really focus on me. So your priority could also be, again, whether it's a course somewhere online or whether it's like some other relaxation or whatever it is, to actually focus more on that and leave that for a little bit. Just pause it briefly until you feel stronger again and you feel that you're coping better with whatever this whole situation is bringing up for you, and then focus on that again. Because I hear a lot, and I was guilty of that too, that it was like before Corona happened, this was my plan, this was what I needed to focus on, and now I'm not focused anymore, and really I should still be focused on that because I was mainly online, so it's very doable, there's no reason for me not to. Instead of saying, hey, wait a minute, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of fear and anxiety, so maybe my priority has to pivot for a few weeks to actually first focus on maybe some growth, some self-care. And then again, go back to the bigger goal.
Yeah. And that was making me think a bit more about how you manage your time with all the distractions and that, but I think we will leave that for next week. So yeah, I hope you've got something out of this, and we'll catch up with you again very soon.
Thank you for listening. Did you enjoy this episode? Do share your thoughts and questions in the comments or send us a message.
Do you know someone else who'd be interested in our curious conversations? Please share and spread the word. You can find out more about us at karenravel.com
and tessavancaken.com. Tune in next week for another curious conversation.